Destroying things for complete strangers, but my parents will probably watch this, so I guess they're not our strangers completely. Bad art. Yellow, and welcome to another episode of Bad Art, a video series where I draw some things and I talk some things. And let's talk about vape, baby. Let's talk about how it ain't smoking. Let's talk about all the flavors, all the modding. Vape, baby. Let's talk about vape. Let's talk about it. Woo! Alright, I'm back. So let's just go ahead and give a brief history on when I first got started with vaping. And I would say it started about 2 years ago with my buddy Steve. You know Steve. And if this isn't your first video, you already know about him, but this is something for the original listeners and viewers and the new guys. So there's three really good friends who I hang out with and talk to on the reg. There's Steve, and then there's the Arb, aka Matt. You know, we always get together and hang out when we can. And about 2 years ago, Steve smoked cigarettes, Arb smoked cigarettes, I smoked cigars. Casually. Steve casually smoked cigarettes, Arb was pretty heavy in the cigarettes, but So about 2 years ago, Steve comes and has a e-cigarette. So me and Arb started making fun of him, talking about, he's sucking on that robot dick. And, Steve does this thing where he kind of sells stuff and he's just like, but it's really good. And, it's not as harmful as a cigarette. And I get about 500 puffs out of this, so it can last me for about a month, and it only costs $10. So it's a lot better compared to like buying a pack of cigarettes like every week, which is what he used to do. And so, he was doing that. We're still like just giving him shit for it. But I guess we were kind of still looking at it as, it is a good alternative, to smoke an actual cigarette, And eventually he had put it down and just stopped smoking altogether. And about a year later, the Arb ended up having his own vaporizer, or a mod, if you want to call it. I don't know the correct terminology of it, but he had the official like mod where it was just this big cylinder type gold/copper kind of color. And he was vaping out of it. And I was like, oh, no, you're sucking a robot dick. And he's like, I'm sucking a robot dick, bro. And, so I ended up trying it. I tried it out. And I loved it. I loved the flavor of it. Because with Steve's e-cigarette, like, I tried that too. But it was like, it wasn't as nasty as a cigarette. But it still kind of had that cigarette taste. So I didn't like it. And with the Arb and vaping out of his mod, he had like different flavors. He had like honey/cream type flavors, And I automatically got attracted to that because I'm a very flavorful person. Like, it doesn't matter if it's body wash, alcoholic drinks, lotion, shampoo, conditioner, you name it. Like, it is usually flavored. Like, when I go shopping for products, people think I'm shopping for my girlfriend because I have like cherry blossom shampoo, and I go and order drinks at the bar and get like these big Bahama Mama looking drinks that look like I'm like on an island somewhere on a beach, and my friends will have like these big old mugs of beer that they're chugging down. I got like umbrellas and fruit and shit hanging out of my drinks. So I was automatically drawn to vaping from the Arb, just with the different flavors. And for a couple months after that, I was just like kind of mooching off of him, just like trying out different flavors and stuff. And I couldn't make that leap to, spend like hundreds of dollars on the mods and the juices and everything, because it is a pretty expensive habit. And the last thing I need is another expensive habit, tacked on to the ones I have already. But I ended up just getting a little vape pen. It was like $45. What was it called? I think it was a Vision Spinner 2. And that's actually a good thing to start when you're trying to like dabble into the culture of vaping, or when you're just trying to like, see what it's like. It's like $45. The juices are about $10 each. And, so I tried that out and it was okay. I just because it's good to start out because there is some maintenance required with the vape pen. Like it leaks sometimes with the kind of tank that's on it. I think it was a Kangertech TS3, and every now and then it leak, and I have to deal with stuff like that, or juice getting inside the pipe, and you don't want that. You want just like the whole vape smoke coming in, to inhale that. And so there's a little maintenance in there for it, but it lasted me for at least half a year. I slowly watched how the battery just continued to die. Like there was a light on it, there's a little indicator on it that would show you the battery life. So there's white for fully charged, there's blue for like 50% charge, and there's orange for you might want to hook it up to a charger in the next couple minutes, And I charged it. I've only seen it turn white once. Eventually, it just like would go as far as blue. And I kept it on the charger for about 2 to 4 hours, like they said, or whenever the light turned white. But eventually it just would not turn white regardless. Like, and then one time I just left it overnight, and it still wouldn't turn white. It just stayed at blue. So I just slowly watched how the battery just turned to shit. And so I started looking into another mod because I was liking it, and I still smoke cigars. I smoke cigars casually, and I still smoke them, but vaping is good for me just because I don't have to spend tons of money on cigars. It's like I spend like maybe $10 a month to get like a new juice or something, and it lasts me for about 2 or 3 months because I'm not like just constantly vaping. I'm not like a chain vapor. So, it lasts me for a while. But every now and then I just have the taste for a cigar. I need to go back and have a cigar, just chill on the porch and, light up a little stogie. But eventually I got tired of the vape stick, and I ended up upgrading to a what is this? A E-Leaf iStick. It's a 30-watt E-Leaf iStick. And it's not a pen, so it doesn't tip over as easily, because that was one of the problems that I had with the pen, was like I put it down, because you can't lay it down, you have to like have it standing up, and just the slightest bump on the table would just send it like falling over, and it was pissing me off. So and I was getting tired of dealing with the battery, so I ended up upgrading to the iStick, and this one's a lot better. It's not like a huge ginormous box that some people have. It's not like this big thing. It's just like a little black stick about the size of a lighter. And then you got the tank on there. So like, just imagine like 2 lighters stacked on top of each other, and that's pretty much how big it is. And I'm loving that. I wasted money on a new tank for it, which was it was a Kangertech again, because I was comfortable with that brand. So I ended up getting the upgraded version of it, and it was a Aero Tank 2. And maybe I shouldn't blame the tank. Maybe it's just the atomizer that's in it, but it's just, this thing sends a burn flavor in my mouth more than it does flavor. Like I'll taste something, I'll taste the juice for like maybe a couple puffs, but then after that it's just nothing but a burning taste. And I've tried it from having the mod set to the lowest level to like somewhere, to about like 5 watts, and like maybe crank it up to 10 or whatever, but even down at 5 watts, it still does it, like when I started off there, and it pisses me off. So I eventually went back and got another tank, which is the Aspire Atlantis, and that thing is a dream. I have not had any problems with it. So, if I can recommend a tank, I would say get the Aspire Atlantis. It is a very good tank to have. But so yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been working with lately. I'm not like entranced in the vape culture like other people are. Like, I don't want to build my own mod. It's, even though it does sound kind of cool, because I always equate it to, it's like building your own lightsaber. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so it sounds interesting to me, but I don't want to do that. I want the least amount of maintenance as possible. I like the fact that I can just unscrew the atomizer, clean it, put it back in, or toss it and screw in another one, put the juice in, put everything back together, and begin vaping again. That's all I want to do. I don't want to go through the whole like rebuilding process. I don't want to have like my own little kit to make repairs or make modifications to it. Like, I want to keep it as simple as possible. So yeah. And so that's what I've been working with. So yeah, if you're interested in it, I would say start with a vape pen. Spend like about maybe 30-40 bucks on it. I don't know about the ones at the gas station that are 20. Like those might be cheap quality things, but I can't be too sure. I equate it to just being if it costs a pretty good amount of money, then it's probably a decent quality device. So I would say like just shell out a good 30-40 bucks if you're interested in it. And please be at least 18 years old. Please I don't want any minors trying to do this stuff, because I do understand that vaping is not like the safest thing in the world. It is supposed to be a lot more safer compared to smoking a cigarette or smoking a cigar, but it's still bad for you. I understand that. But honestly, people, let's just get something straight here. Everything's bad for you, okay? Like, I'm on the phone some days, and my mom is telling me to make sure that I eat fruit to regulate my system, and then on the other end, I have my girlfriend saying, "Well, if you eat too much of this, it's bad for you, so you should slow down, or you should like watch yourself." And it's like, you know what? Screw it, okay? As long as you're not out there killing and raping people and strangling them and all kind of other shit, just do what makes you happy, okay? Just remember that. So just know that if I end up in the hospital one day and I have lung cancer, and if I should have a lapse of memory loss and be like, oh, how could this happen to me? Why me? Feel free to remind me of this video of this time right now and say, oh, maybe if you hadn't been vaping, you wouldn't have to deal with that. And I'm like, you're right. I'm sorry. I fucked up. That's my bad. But until then, I enjoy vaping. It is a cool hobby for me. I love the flavors. That's what it's all about, is just the flavors. It has actually gotten me off of eating a lot of candy, because I have a really big sweet tooth. And I can get just picture a bag of Twizzlers. I can eat that whole bag in a day, and I have done that. And it's not like I do that every day. It's just that I will tear through candy, But there are times now, since I have started vaping, where I'll be like, oh man, I could really use a box of jujubes right now, or go and get some lemon heads. But then I'll remember oh, well, I got my vaporizer at home. I'll just go and give that a couple puffs and we'll be good. And that has worked for me. So if there's any benefit to what it got me off of, it hasn't got me off of cigars, even though I don't smoke cigars as much as I did, but I also do not eat candy as much as I used to. So that is the plus side of the vaping besides the flavors. My girlfriend, on the other hand, does not like the whole vaping culture, and she mainly just doesn't like the fact that now everybody's walking around with these big monstrosities in their hands, puffing these big old clouds, and she'll be sitting in a restaurant and they'll be vaping all around her and stuff, and she's like, I want to enjoy my my chicken fettuccine, without having grape fly up in my nose, out of nowhere, what I'm saying? So she doesn't like that. I don't really like how people do it in the movie theaters, because I already have enough situational awareness that I have to worry about. So it kind of sucks to be watching a movie and you just see this big cloud of smoke just pop out of nowhere. So that kind of bothers me, but she doesn't mind when I do it, just because, like I said before, I am all about the whole flavor of it. That's all it is to me. I wouldn't say that I'm doing it just because everybody else is doing it. I said, I really got into it because Arb had got me into it, and just using his vaporizer. So that's all it is for me. And she thinks that it's just a fad, and eventually a lot of people are just going to fall off of it. I don't know if I would go that far. I think I could see a lot of people just kind of switching over to this, instead of smoking the cigarettes and cigars. But I guess she knows that about a year from now, I'll probably still be puffing on my little vaporizer from time to time, so that's why she doesn't really care if I do it. So yeah. So that brings us to the picture that we're drawing today, and this can also lead into the flavors that I do. But the picture basically displays me sitting on a variety of these things, lots of fruits, lots of dead animals, and cartons of things, and that's pretty much the flavors that I've experienced so far since I've been vaping. There have been some bad ones, or ones that I don't really care for. There's other ones that are just meh. Like the apple flavor. Apple is a really hard flavor to lock down. I can't get into apple flavored stuff, I guess. When it comes to vaping, it's just such an overpowering thing. And I've tried to mix caramel in with it to have like a caramel apple kind of taste, and that hasn't really helped either. Like the apple's still just a very overpowering flavor for me. So I think once I'm done with that juice, I'm gonna stay away from apple products. There are some people that kind of get it right, which is this one flavor I got called Heaton's Bite. That's actually a pretty decent one. It's got a whole assortment of flavors mixed in with it. And that brings me to the other point too, is just I'm trying to find my go-to, like my nirvana of e-juices to get. Because right now I'm still experimenting. Whereas like, you know, the R, he has his locked down. Like if you look at a lot of his flavors, the common theme with them is like honey and cream and stuff, you know. If I had to like guess on what mine probably is the more obscure flavors or more like outrageous flavors where they just have like these outlandish names to them, you know, where it could be something as simple as the flavor could be like a mint peach cream type flavor, right? But it would have a name like Neptune's Cleavage, you know, or maybe like a sour peach taste or something, you know, and they'll call that like Cupid's Taint. That's the kind of stuff that I've been gravitating towards. My go-to flavor, like the one that just constantly that I have to go back to, is my absolute favorite, and it's been like that for about a year now, is just unicorn blood. There's just something about it. It lives up to its name. It's just magical, you know, and it's like I can't decide if it's like a Hawaiian Punch flavor or cotton candy, or maybe the two mixed together. It's just I can't lock it down, and that might be the reason why I like it so much. But another flavor that I like is made by this company called Suicide Bunny, and it's called Derailed. And that flavor is like it has like a cookie type inhale with like a pinch of cinnamon. You know, like, you know, I sound like one of those aristocrat people, you know, like real bougie or whatever, where they're just like, ooh, Derailed. It has a sugar cookie base with a cinnamon inhale and then the banana exhale. It's just exquisite. It's divine, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, I like that flavor too, but unicorn blood still takes the cake. One of the flavors that really disappointed me was the narwhal blood, because I figured, you know, unicorn blood, narwhal blood, you know, got some dead animals. I'll try that out. And it just didn't really do what I was expecting it to do. It was like a really just meh kind of flavor. And side note, what the fuck is a narwhal? Where the hell did they come from? I Googled these things. These things are ugly as fuck. Okay? I'm sorry, but it's just gross. They're pretty much like a dolphin mixed with a unicorn combined into a whale, you know, with a horn growing out of its head. And apparently it's not even a horn, it's like some kind of tooth. Like I guess it's some elongated tooth from their mouth or whatever. Like I don't know, but it looks gross. You look up pictures of it and it's like I kind of want to barf, you know. But the juice, fortunately for me, the juice did not make me do that. It was just, I don't know what narwhal blood would taste like. I don't know what unicorn blood would taste like, but I figured it would be in the vein of unicorn blood, but it wasn't. It was just like a real base, kind of neutral kind of taste to it. So, yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the picture. You know, that's gonna about do it. Let's see. Let me know if you like it or not. If there's anything I could have did better, let me know that too. You know, just give me some constructive criticism. I really appreciate it. You know where to reach me. You can find me on Twitter at the Chewels, TheeChewels. And that's going to be about it, man. So you know what to do, man. Like, dislike, do what you like. Leave some comments below. Let me know if there's something you want me to talk about or something you want me to draw, and I will definitely take it under consideration, and maybe you'll see it on the video one day. But until then, you all take it easy. You be safe out there. And remember, please at least be 18 years old if you're going to try the whole vaping thing. If you are not 18, just wait. Okay? Damn it. I don't want you ruining your lungs and blaming it on me before you are of legal age to do whatever it is the hell that you want to do. So do me that favor, please. If you are under 18, just wait, you know. And that's going to be about it for sure. All right? That was bad, but it could have been worse. And I'm out.